Hello and welcome to episode 100 of Learn, Do, Become Radio. I'm April Perry, and here at Learn, Do, Become, we help people who are drowning in the details of their personal and professional lives to create simple systems so we can all do what matters most. Now, for today's episode, our team wanted to do something really special. So we invited you, our community, to share your best productivity tips that you've learned somewhere here at Learn, Do, Become. And whether it's advice from a podcast guest or a tip from the STEP program or a great idea from a fellow community member, we wanted to celebrate the incredible work that you are doing and provide a really valuable podcast of inspiration and tips for our whole community. Now, I want to be clear that I wasn't trying to make this a commercial for our STEP program. STEP stands for Steps to Everyday Productivity. It's our signature course that helps people build a command central and get out of the piles of clutter. I also wasn't trying to request compliments. I learned these principles that we're going to be sharing in the podcast today and that we share often at Learn, Do, Become by doing a lot of reading, researching, working with other people, and putting the ideas to the test in my own life. The reason I am so excited about a STEP Command Central on every desk is because it solved my personal pain point of the overwhelm. It helped me to see that I could accomplish projects and keep up with the details of life without being stressed out. And when I started to see that the system didn't just work for me, I knew it was my mission to teach it. And that is why I'm here. So I'm going to go ahead and take you through a few of our incredible community members' success stories and show you how you can apply the same ideas and principles to your life. And if as you're listening, you think, well, I want to share a tip that I've learned, then come to learndobecome.com/episode 100 and leave it in the comments. We actually do read these comments and we love it. And it helps the rest of the community. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. First, we'll start with Taylor.
Hey, so my name is Taylor Knapp. I'm from Alabama. I'm a wife to an amazing husband for 8 years and stay-at-home mom to 4 beautiful kiddos. And I have been impacted so much by the simplicity of the STEP program, and most of all, by the next actions list. Oh my goodness. So with my 4 kids all being under the age of 7, it has been overwhelming time and again, just trying to get on top of things as far as cleaning and organizing. I used to hate lists. I would be like, lists are pointless because they don't tell me how to do anything. They just have all these things that I have to get done. And then if I don't, it's just depressing. But the next actions list helps me to lay out simply exactly what I can do next so that there's no doubt, there's no fear of the unknown. There's just me getting this one thing done at a time, taking little steps in the direction of completing a task. And now I actually believe in myself to get something accomplished, like a project. I feel like, yeah, I can do this instead of this daunting thing like, oh, should I put my faith out there that I could actually get this thing done with 4 small kids? But it's so freeing. It's helped my mindset change, and I still have so far to grow. But I really feel like now I've got the upper hand. I can do this. It's been super encouraging. So April and Eric, thank you so much just for your encouragement and how you've been faithful to teach many mothers and fathers and everyone like me just to get a simple list of what to do next.
This seriously brought tears to my eyes. I remember feeling like projects and to-do lists were a thing of the past for me. When you're juggling a family or managing constant interruptions, it is incredibly hard to even remember what you were thinking about working on. And if right now you're saying, I want a next actions list, our free training, the one at learndobecome.com/step, will show you how to get started. But the quick answer is that you create one note divided into contexts. We suggest phone, home, computer, errands, and to discuss. Those are the ones I learned from David Allen's book, Getting Things Done. And then you write one-step tasks on that note that are so simple that you couldn't possibly procrastinate them even if you tried. When those next actions are linked to your current projects and you keep doing them day after day, projects magically get done. Not that everything always goes smoothly, but you build that forward momentum. And we have lots of additional podcasts and videos on this topic. So if you want more, you can just go search Next Actions on the Learn, Do, Become homepage. All right, next up is Rebecca, and I'm going to go ahead and read what she submitted. Your idea of a waiting folder is probably my number one favorite and has easily saved us the cost of your program in just a couple months from starting the program and lots more savings since then. Things I just never had a system to track before are now put there until they're completed. Returned items, incorrect bills, rebate offers, where I've done my part and I'm waiting for someone to do their part. That goes in that paper file or email folder. It has saved me so much time, frustration, and real money, kind of a significant amount of money. That waiting folder is one of my biggest accomplishments with the program, and one my husband loves to watch my excitement as I let him know what was saved on and what we received answers on, etc. I used to turn a blind eye and hope with some added mental worry and think to myself, surely that person will credit my account correctly. Boy, I was so wrong. I don't even want to think of the times I didn't follow up before I had the easy waiting file. Even though I still have plenty to do and plenty to learn and maybe to become something a little better, I pretty much could do a tutorial on why someone really should do your program. I believe in it that much. Okay, she's so cute. And again, I wasn't trying to make this a step commercial, but I love hearing how this one little idea has given such a lift to Rebecca and her family. Now, do you want a waiting folder in your own life? It can be digital, like Rebecca shared how she had hers in her email, or it could be paper, or you could have one of each. And whenever a task is depending on someone else, you record it in the folder or place the receipt, invoice, paperwork, etc. in there. And then you set a calendar trigger to remind you to follow up on a certain day. So let's say you return something online. You then make a note to check your account to see that you're credited. Maybe it's 2 weeks into the future. Or someone says they'd like to hire you for a project and they'll get back with you in a month. Well, you put the paperwork or quote in the waiting folder with a calendar trigger in 1 month. You'll be able to find that. A friend borrows money. Maybe someone borrows a special book. You're supposed to get a payout from an investment. These all go into the waiting folder. Now, we're not trying to pester people or be that person who's hypersensitive about anything he or she loans out. But it's a simple way to calm your mind and help you to know that all those random thoughts, items, commitments, requests, etc. have some systematic way to come back to you. All right, now we're going to share a really beautiful audio that was recorded by Javenta.
Hi, my name's Javenta Vizani, and I just wanted to take a second to share some of the wins that I have had from the STEP program. The biggest win I have had, quite honestly, is the mind dump. So I used to have all these thoughts in my head, and I couldn't sleep at night. I had tons of papers. I like to write my thoughts on little papers, but they were just random papers, tucked in my purse, tucked on the back of a receipt, written on a sheet of paper, and just kind of all over the place. And I found that I was writing some of the same things down over and over again. And so through the STEP program, I was introduced not only to the mind dump and to the inbox processing, but also to Asana. Asana is a digital app that has just transformed the way that I can organize my thoughts. And so what I did is I took all my little bits of paper all over the house and I put them in my inbox. And then I went through each item on those pieces of papers. And when you follow the STEP program, you have a process. So there's a 2-minute do it rule. You ask yourself, is this a routine? Is this a next action for a project that I'm working on? Is this a future project? And so I was able to quickly go through all of those things and put them safely tucked away in Asana, and now I have a streamlined approach to get my projects done. I know when I have new ideas come in, I have a place to put them, and then I don't have to worry about them anymore. So that's my biggest win.
Thank you so much, Juventa. I love this. This is one of my favorite concepts as well. And I love that Juventa has a system now that supports her moving forward. You can do the same thing. You write out all the things in your mind, all those little thoughts, reminders, what ifs, goals, projects, etc., and then you process them and put them where they belong with a weekly review that will keep things consistently organized week by week. Now, at the bottom of this post on the show notes page, so learndobecome.com/episode 100, I'll link to the podcast where we talked more about processing and the 8 questions you need to ask yourself about each item. And it might seem like a pain to learn a whole system for these things, but you learn it once and it's a game changer. Okay, now I'm going to introduce you to Rose.
My name is Rose, and I learned how to assign tasks by type to organize my daily to-do list. That means I use P for everything I can do on my phone, C for tasks I need to complete on my computer, E for errands to run, and H for tasks to complete in my home. I use a heart for self-care related items such as working out or meeting with friends and family. Before this, I just had one long list of things to do, but now I can move through this list quicker when I can batch process all the items to do on my phone or computer, etc., to better organize my day.
This is so awesome, Rose. I love how she is tailoring this to meet her specific needs and how she's using symbols or letters to remind her of context. A super long task list doesn't get done because it feels overwhelming, but a simple, segmented list does, and you can do this too. All right, number 5, this is from Nadara.
My name's Nadara, and I'm from Melbourne, Australia, and I am in the Step Mastery program with April and Eric, and I am so grateful for the fact that they've put this out there and made it available to families, because when I first took it, I remember feeling overwhelmed, feeling like, oh my God, things were falling through the cracks. Maybe there was paperwork that I hadn't attended to, or I'm going to forget something. And all of that created a lot of just cloudiness in my head. And now when I go, for example, I go to the chiropractor for an appointment with the kids and all of that, people actually say how calm I am or how peaceful I seem to be. And I think a big part of that is because all of the paper and all of the stuff that's coming into my life has a place to go to, and I know I'm going to get to it. And I'm quite, my life's quite full at the moment. I've got a newborn, and he's just 3 weeks old, and I've got 3 boys. I run a business. Now it's kind of quiet because I'm on kind of leave at the moment. But it's just knowing that, there's a season for everything. I will get to certain things, and I've put certain things on pause. The Command Central just enables me. I've borrowed April's Cubby system for how I arrange my things. And from the last 2 years that I've been in the program, I recognize that it's about progress. I'm really good now at completing projects even in the home, because I know what the exact next right step is. When I look at something, I don't get overwhelmed so much with the laundry, because I go, oh yeah, first step, take the baskets to the laundry or something like that, and I'm able to fit it in. So I can't rave about it enough. I think it's a must for all busy families and people, wanting the headspace to be able to do projects that are meaningful to them, because it just allows you to breathe more easily. And I'm just really grateful for it. Thank you.
Oh, I love this, Nadara. I love how other people are commenting on how calm she is. And as you hear about her life, you can tell it's not what most people would call calm. She has a young, active family, and it was fun to even hear them in the background a little bit. She's running a business. She's managing a home. She knows how to break things down, and she knows what her next step is. So for right now, for today's podcast, we can practice this with you. What is something right now that feels overwhelming? Think of maybe one messy room, or maybe your taxes. Anytime I would mention taxes in a live class, I would see all these immediate comments in the chat say, how did you know I was stressed about doing my taxes? So any time of year, people are stressed about taxes. Okay, so whatever it is that you're feeling overwhelmed by, what is the very next task you could do to move it forward. For taxes, for example, do you need to make a phone call and set up an appointment with a tax advisor? Do you need to install a tax software onto your computer? Do you need to gather receipts or download bank statements or email an employer? Or for that crazy bedroom mess, do you need to find a place in the garage for your recent camping purchases? Or make a decision on whether or not to keep that fake houseplant a friend gave you? Breaking things down is a skill that will serve you your whole life. And that, combined with the other elements of productivity we teach here, will make a huge difference for you. All right, one final audio I want you to hear is from Blanca.
One of the best tips that I found at the beginning of the program was to deal with things, everything, how I thought, organized, planned, how I place things. To be efficient, we must have a organized way, and from starting with deleting emails, setting up the command central for us, and how it ushered for us as a family that there was much work to do, but that it was going to be done in a way that we didn't have to start over and over again. I am forever thankful for that.
Okay, I love those thoughts as well. To be efficient, we need an organized way to manage our emails, thoughts, and all of the things that come into our life. It's not always easy, but it can be done in a way that we don't have to start over and over again. I love that she said that, because who wants to start over and over again? Nobody. You build a command central once, and it's built for the rest of your life. Like learning to drive a car or learning to ride a bike. This is so doable, and it's a skill that I believe everyone needs to learn. I'm so grateful for all of our community members who participated in this 100th podcast episode. I hope that this has been inspiring for you. Community success stories are literally coming in every day, and you can see some of them on our social media. You can go to Instagram, it's @LearnDoBecome, or just Learn Do Become, all one word, on Facebook. Plus, we post them on our testimonials page, which I'll link at the bottom of the show notes. Again, learndobecome.com/episode 100. We are so grateful that you're here. And if you are feeling overwhelmed for any reason, I want you to know that there is hope and support here for you. So our little Learn Do Become challenge is to take one of the ideas that you heard in this podcast and implement it into your life. Maybe you want to start a next actions list or do a mind sweep, or check out some of the links on the show notes page. We are here cheering you on. Thanks so much, and we'll see you soon at learndobecome.com.